Guys, and welcome to the 11th edition of Cooking with Carrie. You may not know this, but the number 11 is one of my favorite numbers, and that's mostly because it's Brett Gardner's jersey number, an outfielder for the New York Yankees. I hope you guys are very excited for this recipe. I know back to school looks a little different this year, but I hope these blueberry muffins put a little pep in your step in the morning before class, whether it's in a classroom or in your living room. Muffin compares to this recipe, friends. Are you ready? Let's get started. So let's go over our ingredients. First, we have the wet stuff. 1 egg beaten, 1 cup of sugar, 4 tablespoons melted butter, which I melted in the microwave but let cool down to room temperature, and 1 1/4 cups sour cream. We're going to mix all the wet ingredients first, and then we'll add our dry, which are 2 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, and last but not least, our 1 1/2 cups of blueberries. You can use fresh or frozen. I just happen to be using fresh today. So to start, we are going to beat our 1 egg with our 1 cup of sugar until nice and thick. Okay, next we're going to add our melted butter. And now we'll mix in our sour cream until just combined. Okay, looks good. To this, we're going to add our 2 cups of flour, our 1 tablespoon baking soda, and half a teaspoon salt. I'm just going to mix those up a little bit on top, because we're also going to throw in our blueberries. And I just like to mix the blueberries with a little bit of flour because we're going to fold them in, and then when they're covered in flour like this, they tend not to sink as much. So, grab your rubber spatula or wooden spoon and let's fold that all in. Be careful not to overmix because that will lead to a tough muffin. It's definitely okay to see some spots of flour. Okay, looks good. Okay guys, I've got a little trick for you. Muffins are basically a quick bread, and with regular bread, usually leave it to rise on its own for a while. I highly recommend that you do the same with your muffin batter. If you cover it and put it in the fridge for at least an hour or so, I promise that your batter is going to rise, and then when you bake it, you're going to get those big dome-style tops like you see at the bakeries. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to cover mine and put it in the fridge. So I got my batter out of the fridge where it was resting for about an hour. I have my standard 12 muffin tin here in which I put paper liners. You could also use a jumbo muffin tin, as this batter would make 6 of those. I've done that. They look awesome. I am going to use my cookie scoop to put the batter in, but you could definitely just use a spoon. So let's fill them up and be sure to leave some room at the top for them to bake up. Okay, all filled. Now I'm going to pop these into my 350-degree oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. Afterwards, they'll be a nice golden brown. OMG, guys, these look delicious. I cannot wait to eat one. Our next edition of Cooking with Carrie will be on September 12th, and it will be a live edition, and you guys can register starting on August 31st. I hope to see you then because we can actually make some delicious milkshakes together. So, until then, stay sweet, and I'll see you next time. Bye!